New Year. Wanted to give you guys a new video. We're going to talk about age primary trade lines versus new primary trade lines. But first, before we get into that, I would like you guys to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and then share the video with other people. You'll notice there a hashtag at the top of the video. You can click that to check out the other videos or examples of our work, or you can go to the website PAPERWERKS Credit, PAPERWERKS Credit.com to check out future products, other primaries, other suggestions, other things you can do with your credit or business credit. So, starting with age primary trade lines, that's advertised here and there online, YouTube, some of the other pages where people are selling age primary trade lines. I guess this is to add history and a positive trade line to your credit so that you can get higher limit credit cards or loans or buy a house or car, this sort of deal. Also, you have new primary trade lines, which are accounts that are actually yours that will report and stay on your credit for a very long time. You don't have to worry about if this will be removed or if it will report. These primary trade lines you apply for and can get approved even with bad credit or just out of a bankruptcy. New primary, I should say, age primary trade lines. This is usually when someone is trying to get credit fast, they don't want to wait, take their time, build their history. And because of that, they're usually pretty expensive. I've seen trade lines from eight to maybe $1,000 reporting on one bureau, up to three bureaus, anywhere from 1,500 to 3,500. In my history, I should say I've been doing financing, credit, real estate for 27 years. So I've seen these age primaries come and go. Um, some successes, um, some where they never reported. And I'm sure, if any of you guys have had this experience, please comment in the video. But, the money that you spend on a so called age primary trade line, you could do by applying for your own primary trade lines and just letting them season and spend quite a bit of less money. So I know that some people's energy is I want it now. It's interesting that I talk about energy. It's something I'll be talking about on another channel, but there are some people who, like I said, want it right away or take shortcuts, and this could potentially cause a problem or you wasting a lot of money. Yep, so are age primary trade lines real or is it a unicorn? Well, my experience over the years, I've seen companies or people rather who set up companies or a situation where they report credit. Usually, I would say over 70% of the time, they did never report. I think there have been a couple of recent accounts on YouTube where they promised aged primary trade lines, but never happened. Uh, have I seen them report before? Yes. Um, on all three? No. And when I say all three, I mean credit bureaus. And even when I've seen them report, they didn't report for long. And at the worst, they were removed within a couple of months. Or I should say, at the best, And at the worst, I've seen them removed and possibly cause or get some type of flag on their account. And when I say flag, that their report may be moved into a special handling department with the credit bureaus, and or um, information sent to creditors that may have been approved after the primary trade line was added, where these creditors then canceled those accounts. So there are some risks I'm going to mention, but not go into detail. There are certain types of companies that can report age primary trade lines. However, they're usually not mortgage, car, furniture, or unsecured credit. Um, these companies, the credit bureaus usually watch and ask for much more information over the first year or two, and can audit these companies as far as proof of payments, bank accounts where they've received payments. And usually these guys can't show this information. Um, One of the things I would caution a person to think about, I know a lot of you people may not know a lot about the credit industry or reporting, but if you have, let's just say you're a credit bureau and you have a new company that's reporting old accounts, let's say 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years old. So the credit bureau is looking, for obviously this information on these consumers. However, the one of the issues that I would see is, okay, let's say you have 2,000 people that you can report that have been paying you over the years. However, the next month you're trying to report, let's say, 100 new aged primary accounts. So next month you're reporting 100 more guys that have had, let's say, an account 3 years or 2 years. Uh, that would cause a flag, because why weren't these guys reported initially the first time you reported? So how are you now getting accounts that you've had for a couple of years and now you want to report them? And so I think this is where a lot of the companies that try this, they don't understand that it can be flagged. And even if you were the correct type of company that could do that type of reporting, you still potentially could be audited and have that particular account shut down, which could cause problems for the consumers that have this reporting on their credit report. Yes, people have called me and asked, "Do you have primaries?" And I have, again, like I said, ran across some legitimate companies, and I use that term loosely, that can report, but they usually don't stay around for long as far as reporting. And like I said, at the very best, they may remove all of these accounts from the individual's credit bureaus. I've not seen primaries report. Um, I would say 95% of them, somewhere between the second and fifth month is usually when the credit bureau starts asking for information that they can't provide, or come in and do an audit. Um, However, there are a few companies that do reporting that I've seen, but they don't advertise because they don't want, I guess it's kind of like the mafia. They don't want anybody paying attention to what they're doing. So usually these are for higher end clients with special invitation to have these type of accounts. And then also there are certain industries that they would have to fit under, which from what I've seen, the companies that are trying to report, they don't understand this. Yeah, it's a better option from what I've seen. Like I stated earlier, been in the finance world, real estate business, loans and credit cards, lines of credit, so forth and so on. Now with the different changes and underwriting for lenders and them being able to identify certain trends, you have to understand that, especially with the credit bureaus, they're information companies. They collect information. So they do have people that pay attention to some of these websites, social media, what they're promoting and suggesting as far as building credit. Some are valid and some, are not valid. And then also, if they see a certain trend in these accounts having a lot of late payments or defaults, this will trigger a lender to change or flag a certain type of account with certain type of accounts reported on it, where they said, well, no, we're not going to issue approval for this. However, there are what I mentioned earlier in the video, new primary accounts. These are accounts that have been around. They do report legitimately. If you guys look down at the bottom of the video, you'll see links to them. They're also on the website, paperworkscredit.com. I would suggest to a person, as far as a cost-effective and a sure method to put yourself in a position to get financing or credit cards or a car or a house, that this would be a better option for you, and a safer option and a cheaper option. So the only thing is that you have to let these accounts season, usually 4 to 6 months. Then you can be viewed in a different criteria as far as certain banks. And if you're dealing with individuals who do funding, they should know the companies that are you most likely to get approvals with. So with that being said, you may want to, I guess, kind of analyze who are you doing credit repair with, if you're getting authorized users, and then do they do funding. It may be best to have someone that's kind of well versed in all of these different criteria to get you approved for credit. Yeah, so new primary accounts. There are many primary accounts. I'm only listing a few here under the video, but these primaries are anywhere from 5,000 to 1,500. Will stay on your report for years. Can boost your score, lower your debt to income, or I should say, if you're using a lot of revolving debt, it can lower your usage, because the more revolving debt you have as far as limit, the less percentage you're using, so that can help your score also. They're cheaper than primaries in most cases. You could spend maybe $200, $250 on a new primary account and have the same effect within 4 or 6 months. Like I said, you want to let it season versus you having an issue with what they call the age primary not reporting, or it being taken off your report because they shut the company down as far as being able to report. You can create your own primary. So some of you may be familiar with that as far as secured credit cards. So if you got money, you could create a credit card for 5,000, 10,000, or you folks who get nice sized tax returns. You could also do that with a secured card because you can get the money back. Also, it could be converted to unsecured where they give you your money back. So you really don't lose. I guess it's kind of like a forced savings plan. So we'll have some of those on the site also in future videos. And let's move on to the next. Yeah, so again, just to review, you guys can go to PAPERWERKS Credit to see some of the new primaries you can add to your report, even when you have bad credit or just out of a bankruptcy. And when I say just out, meaning it could be discharged or you were dismissed. And so I'm going to have a video talking about that a little more in depth. You want to definitely subscribe to this channel, like the video, share the video, and then on the site you want to come back, because we're constantly adding, updating, putting new information on it. Soon, in a couple of weeks, we should have some more for you do-it-yourself people, some products that kind of outline exactly what you need to do from A to Z, even before you start credit repair. Even if you have good credit, well, some people think they have good credit. And when I say good credit, where your score is over 700 and you have at least 5 accounts that have been open and paid without any late for at least 2 years. So on the website we also have a video section where you can see some of the videos of work we've done. See live funding where we've actually got people accounts, not testimonies, but where you actually can see from the credit bureau that this stuff is reporting, that people actually got these accounts, because I haven't met someone yet that can manipulate what the bureau is showing. When I say bureau, the credit monitoring site. So if you need a specific type of deal, I hear people, and they call me all the time, they want to open a church or a business or trucking or hairstylist or whatever you're trying to do or fund. We've done many different types of deals, with regular credit, business credit, alternate credit. So where there's money that is not publicly advertised. So, if you guys are interested in that, submit your information on the website, paperworkscredit.com, in the form, but please have a paid monitoring service with your username and login info so we can take a look at it, because I know people want to talk about their individual situations, but if we can't see your info, it's kind of useless. We're just talking to be talking. So if you guys could do that in advance, that would kind of expedite us being able to help you. Again, I want to ask you guys to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you want to see some of our videos here on YouTube while you're here, you can click the hashtag, the first hashtag under the video to see other videos, or you could go directly to the site and check videos there. If you have a certain type of deal or some project that you're trying to complete, fill out the form on the website with your paid monitoring service info. Definitely check the links under the video. Some of the information is right under this video, especially dealing with new primary accounts. Like I said, you can submit your information on the site if you're trying to do a particular deal. Want to leave some information in the comment section, or you can give us a call, PAPERWERKS Credit, 773-373-9184. Thanks, you guys. Have a good one.